Hello and welcome. So today we're going to be chatting about your energetic awareness. Now, if you consider yourself a highly sensitive person or an energetically aware person, you're aware of so many more emotions, energies that are all around you. You're aware of other people's feelings, their emotions, the challenges that they're going through. And a lot of times, we're not consciously aware of what we're perceiving. We just feel funky. We feel like, why do we feel off? And this is very common among highly sensitive and energetically aware people. And there's ways that we can use this to create much more peace, much more calm, and then to get more of an understanding of why you might feel a certain way. So when we're talking about energetic awareness, the first thing that can make a real big difference is not defining yourself as highly sensitive. So even though that might be something that you've decided that you are, or someone has told you that you are highly sensitive, um, but defining yourself as highly sensitive is a limitation because when you define yourself as highly sensitive, that means that you have to be influenced or impacted by the energies, motions of people or energies around you. So what I'm going to recommend is the first thing you do is, even though it feels like you're highly sensitive, is to change that to saying that you're highly aware or that you're energetically aware. And maybe you can already feel the difference between being highly sensitive or being energetically aware. So energetically aware already has a little bit more freedom associated with it. And if you're energetically aware, you can adjust that awareness so it works for you. So that's the next thing that we're going to talk about. So the next question is, like, if you're kind of going, gosh, what's going on? You're feeling some funky energies. You can just ask, what are you aware of that you're not consciously aware of? Now, it's easy to go into judgment, into like, oh, there's stuff that you're not consciously aware of. No, that's not it at all. It's more like when you're just asking that question, it allows your awareness to look at other areas and then to get more information about it. So once again, it's kind of like if you were just going along and go, oh gosh, why am I feeling a little bit sad? And then you realize that the sad song was playing on the radio. That's what we're looking for here. And sometimes you're going to get some information that's like, oh, this is what I'm aware of. And other times it's just going to be like an energy, a download, but it's going to help change and shift those feelings. And so once again, what you're going to do is, if you're feeling off or you're not sure what's going on, you can just ask, what are you aware of here? What are you aware of that you're not consciously aware of? And often there'll be a lightness around that because it's like, oh, there were some things here that you weren't consciously aware of. Another one is to ask, is it a contribution to be aware of this? So what can happen is, you can think about it like you're just walking along and then you're hearing someone's conversation. They're having maybe a fight off in the distance, or someone in your peripheral. And if you pay attention to that, you can get drawn in to those energies. And this is another thing that can happen. Not so much that there's a fight going on, but there could be other energies around you that just aren't a contribution for you to be aware of in this moment. And this is the other part. If when you ask these questions, it's also reminding you that you have choice. You're able to adjust your awareness to focus into areas that are a contribution to you, rather than just being at the impact of all those energies that are up and around you. Whoa. Yeah. So everywhere it feels like you're just always at the influence or at the effect of all those energies and emotions around you. Ooh, do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Ooh, yes, I choose that. Out, 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 out. Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. So that's what we're just going to do, is we're just going to ask, what are the energies you're aware of that are not a contribution for you to be aware of? Ooh, all of those. Out, 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 out. Yeah. And then once again, you can just ask, is it a contribution for you to be aware of these energies or emotions? And the thing is if you've experienced abuse or trauma in your life, sometimes we can feel like we need to be aware of everything that's out there. Ooh, to be safe. And I'll talk about that more in a different video. But just to know that that can be a challenge. And if you feel that way, you can also just shift it to, is it a contribution for your safety to be aware of this? That's kind of built into, is this a contribution for you to be aware of? But sometimes if you call out that specifically, it can be helpful. And then another thing about awareness is we can ask it to adjust. So this is another thing, like if you're in a, a very crowded shopping center or grocery store and everyone's rushing around, it's not a contribution to have your awareness set on high. Woo, because you just be bombarded by all those energies. So another trick you can ask your awareness to adjust to a contributive level. Ooh, that felt a lot easier. And then you could say like, is it a contribution for your awareness to turn down? Is it a contribution for your awareness to turn lower? Ooh. And once again, it's asking these questions is actually like turning those knobs to create either your awareness increasing, decreasing, focusing on one area, removing focus from areas that are not a contribution to you. So this is the part that can be really helpful. And I go more into this in the complete foundations of your energetic awareness and magic course. I'll put a link down there so you can check that out if you're interested. But what's everything else in the way of you adjusting your awareness to you and your body's authentic advantage? And everything that's in the way of that, out, 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 banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Oh, so I'm Max Riggs, Energetic Awareness Explorer and your guide, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.